Mantra of Bodhisattva, Avalokitesvara, the Great Compassion Mantra, and the six-syllable Great Bright Mantra, the Great Compassion Mantra. The Great Compassion Mantra is one of the most famous and important mantras of Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara. This mantra comes from the Great Compassion Heart Dharani Sutra and is known for its ability to save people from suffering and bring peace and happiness to those who recite it. The Great Compassion Mantra is said to have been recited by Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara himself, containing his infinite compassionate power. When reciting this mantra, people believe that all suffering, illness, and disasters will be resolved. The effect of the Great Compassion Mantra is not only limited to helping the individual reciter, but also spreads to all living beings around, bringing peace and happiness to the entire community. The Great Compassion Mantra has a complex structure with 84 sentences. Each sentence has a separate meaning and function. Chanting the Great Compassion Mantra regularly, with devotion and concentration, is said to purify the mind, remove negative karma, and connect the chanter with the infinite compassion of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. The six syllables of the Great Bright Mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. The six syllables of the Great Bright Mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, is one of the most important mantras of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. This mantra consists of 6 syllables. Each syllable has a profound meaning and special function. Om, meaning the sound of the universe, the origin of all life. Function, purifies the body, speech, and mind, helping the chanter feel the presence of the universe and awaken the enlightened mind. Mani, meaning precious jewel, symbol of compassion. Function, purifies greed, anger, and ignorance, helping the chanter develop infinite compassion and love for all living beings. Padme, meaning lotus, symbol of wisdom. Function, purifies all delusions, helps the chanter develop clear wisdom and a deep understanding of the nature of life. Hum, meaning the sound of awakening and liberation. Function, purifies karma, helps the chanter achieve liberation and spiritual awakening. Now close your eyes and chant 5 times. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Now peace, love, happiness fill your mind. Chant Om Mani Padme Hum often. Benefits of reciting the 6 syllables. Great Bright Mantra, purifying the soul. Chanting the mantra with sincerity and concentration helps purify the soul, eliminating negative thoughts and karma. Connecting with the infinite compassion of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. This mantra is the embodiment of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's compassion and wisdom, helping the reciter connect deeply with his compassionate energy, bringing peace and happiness. The mantra has the ability to bring peace, happiness, and liberation to the reciter and all sentient beings. The 6 syllables, Great Bright Mantra, is not only a religious tool, but also a means to help the reciter connect deeply with his compassionate and wise nature. This mantra is widely recited not only in Tibet, but also in Buddhist communities around the world. Practitioners of this mantra often feel the peace, happiness, and protection of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva in their daily lives. The Great Compassion Mantra and the 6 syllables of the Great Brightness Mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, are both important and famous mantras of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Both of these mantras not only bring relief from suffering and peace to the person reciting them, but also help purify the mind, develop compassion and wisdom. Chanting these mantras with devotion and concentration is not only a religious act, but also a means to connect with the noble nature of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, helping the practitioner to live a peaceful, happy, and meaningful life. Avalokiteshvara, symbol of compassion and salvation, infinite compassion. Avalokitesvara, one of the most revered bodhisattvas in Mahayana Buddhism, is the embodiment of the infinite compassion of all Buddhas. He vowed not to enter nirvana, that is, not to attain complete liberation, while there were still living beings suffering. This represents his great vow and commitment to save all living beings. Avalokitesvara is always ready to listen and respond to all prayers and cries for help from all over the world, without distinction. The name and meaning of Bodhisattva, Avalokitesvara. The name Avalokitesvara carries a profound and subtle meaning. Avalokitesvara means to observe, that is, to perceive deeply and comprehensively. The is the world, encompassing the entire world with all the joys, sorrows, sufferings, and hopes of living beings. Am is sound, symbolizing the cries for help, prayers, and pains of all beings. Thus, Avalokitesvara means the Bodhisattva who listens and observes the sounds of the world to save living beings. This name emphasizes his special ability to hear and feel all the pains and prayers from all living beings, and at the same time shows his infinite willingness and compassion in helping. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is not simply a religious symbol, but also the embodiment of compassion and salvation. He is always present to respond to calls for help from everywhere, regardless of circumstances or time. From the cries of children, the prayers of the elderly, to the silent pain of suffering souls, Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara listens and observes with deep compassion. That is why he is respected and loved by millions of people around the world. In addition to the name Avalokiteshvara, he is also known by the title Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. This title means that the Bodhisattva has freedom in observing and saving sentient beings. Avalokitesvara represents his freedom and limitless ability to manifest and save sentient beings, not bound by any limitations of space and time. This freedom is not only liberation for himself, but also the ability to bring liberation to all sentient beings, helping them overcome all suffering and attain peace. Transformation body. Avalokitesvara. Bodhisattva has the ability to transform himself into many different forms to save sentient beings, depending on the specific circumstances and circumstances. In Buddhist scriptures, he can manifest himself in 33 different forms, from the form of a king, a man, a woman, a monk, to animals and natural phenomena. This diversity shows his flexibility and adaptability in meeting the needs of sentient beings in all situations. For example, in the Lotus Sutra, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is described as being able to manifest himself in many forms to help sentient beings, such as manifesting as a Buddha, another Bodhisattva, a king, a god, or an ordinary person, depending on the beliefs and needs of sentient beings. This shows his freedom and limitless ability to help and guide sentient beings through suffering. Avalokiteshvara, with his infinite compassion and ability to manifest in many forms, is the great symbol of compassion and salvation in Mahayana Buddhism. His name, Avalokiteshvara, reflects his mission to listen to and save sentient beings. His ability to manifest in many forms shows his flexibility and unconditional commitment to save all sentient beings, regardless of what kind of suffering or challenge they are facing. Avalokiteshvara is not only an object of worship, but also a source of inspiration and boundless comfort for millions of followers around the world, helping them overcome suffering and find peace and happiness in life. Thank you for listening and following our channel. We are very happy to have the opportunity to share stories, images, and rich knowledge about Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara, as well as Buddhist legends and beliefs with you. Your interest and support are a great source of encouragement, helping us continue to strive to bring the highest quality and most meaningful content. We hope that the images and stories about Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara have helped you feel the peace, compassion, and wisdom that he brings. Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara has always been a symbol of compassion, salvation from suffering, and enlightenment, and we hope that these values will spread to your life. Wishing you good health, peace of mind, and good luck in life. Please continue to follow and support our channel to share and spread good values together.